The Tanga Tanga and Kieleweke factions have today clashed in Nyeri during a development meeting that Cabinet Secretary Kieleweke was presiding over. The Agriculture CS was expected to launch the Mombasa irrigation scheme when chaos erupted. We're now joined via way of phone by our reporter Ibrahim Karanja, who was and is following those developments. Good afternoon, Ibrahim. It's great to hear from you. What happened?
Well, good afternoon, Grace. The meeting that was supposed to be the launch of the Mombasa irrigation project, that is a 261 billion Kenya shillings, million Kenya shillings project, has just ended in disarray here around the Gatitu area in Nyeri, after supporters of the two political functions in the country, that is Tanga Tanga and Kieleweke, clashed in that particular meeting, forcing the CS, Kieleweke, to make a very, very hurried speech before leaving that scene. And it should be noted that area member of parliament, the Honorable Nyeri, was also in that particular meeting. But Grace, what really happened is that from morning, or rather from yesterday, there was sorts of comments from residents of Nyeri, especially on social media sites, in regards to these particular projects. And today, when the CS arrived here at around 10 a.m., it was clear tension was high amongst the residents. And of course, there was a very heavy police presence deployed in this particular area just to contain any sort of chaos that may erupt. But immediately the CS arrived and settled on the podium. That is when the area Nyeri Town Member of Parliament Nyeri arrived, accompanied by a host of boda riders and other supporters. His arrival was in style, in sort of there was lots of chaos. The person speaking at the stage was forced to remain silent for some time to allow the new team that was coming in to settle, but that did not happen. From the entrance of the particular member of parliament and his supporters, that particular meeting started going south in terms of the people speaking were forced to cut short their speech, and the CS for agriculture, Kieleweke, had to change the list or the program of the people who were to speak in that particular function. Later on, the area member of parliament took to the stage and addressed the supporters, saying that it was unfair for any political leader or any leader for that matter to say that they are launching projects from one particular function or from one political divide, saying that this was taxpayers' money and this was projects that was initiated by, among other people, the area member of parliament. He followed it up to government. Of course, this was to address some political propaganda sort of that said that this was solely a project coming to this particular area from one region, from one faction of the political divide. Now, that also led to supporters of the member of parliament to attack a section of members of county assembly who are here. So some of them who are forced to leave this particular venue in a huff, and also another person greatly affected, or another person who was stopped by the area member of parliament from addressing is the Nyeri County women representative. Of course, when the CS wanted to invite her to the stage, the area member of parliament declared that that will not happen in his constituency. So indeed, it was a lot of tension in this particular area. But few minutes ago, the meeting ended in disarray. The leaders have already left, though at the scene right now, there are a number of supporters or residents of this particular area, of course, trying to seemingly coming to terms with what has happened in their region few minutes ago. Grace.
Great. Thank you, Ibrahim there, our reporter from Nyeri, of course, updating us on what just transpired. Quite an interesting turn of events, I must say, a meeting that was meant for the launch of the Mombasa irrigation